Let's get right into it. Number 9. Cleaning obsession. Picture this. You're scrubbing your sink for the 5th time today because apparently the concept of clean now requires surgical precision. Look, a little tidiness is fine, unless your idea of a little means you're basically fighting bacteria in hand-to-hand combat 24/7. Here's the thing. Extreme cleaning can be a sign of obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. It's not just wanting things neat. It's an unstoppable urge to disinfect every doorknob twice because your brain is catastrophizing about invisible doom. Your mind says, if you don't clean this right now, something terrible will happen. It's like having an internal alarm that only screams germs at 120 decibels. This isn't being quirky or a clean freak, which, let's be honest, is often just a weird humble brag. It's a relentless loop of intrusive thoughts and compulsive rituals. Your brain basically blackmails you with anxiety until you give in and mop the ceiling. And the worst part? The relief you get after compulsively cleaning is temporary. Like, it's safe now, for maybe 10 minutes. Then your brain circles back like an overzealous hall monitor. So next time you joke about being OCD, because you like color-coded closets, remember some people are fighting an endless psychological boss battle armed with nothing but disinfectant wipes. Basically, it's not about cleanliness, it's about anxiety holding your sanity hostage with a spray bottle. Number 8. Extreme daydreaming. Ever catch yourself lost in an epic fantasy where you're the star of your own blockbuster? Like you're delivering the speech that wins over the world, or you're having a torrid affair with a 17th century pirate. Normal, right? Sure. But imagine that daydreaming takes over your life. You're in class, at work, on the bus, and instead of listening or focusing, you're mentally directing Lord of the Rings 12. Now with more dragons. You miss entire conversations. Hours pass. Your brain basically says, reality? Never heard of it. This is maladaptive daydreaming. It's not officially in the DSM yet, but psychologists recognize it's real, and it can seriously mess with your ability to function. You create elaborate plots with recurring characters, complex worlds, and soundtracks better than Hollywood. Which sounds fun until you realize you've forgotten to feed your cat for 2 days. It can be linked to trauma, anxiety, or loneliness. Because what better way to escape than living in a world you control completely? It's like mental Minecraft, but without the option to log off. And no, it's not the same as zoning out during a boring meeting. It's compulsive, intrusive. It's like your brain has handed the steering wheel to Steven Spielberg and he refuses to give it back. So next time someone says they're just daydreaming, keep an eye out. They might be living in a whole other universe, complete with lore, maps, and a villainous stepmom. Number 7. Always the life of the party. You know that friend who's always on? Telling jokes, buying rounds, dancing on tables while you're still sipping your first beer? You might think they're just outgoing. But sometimes, it's not just extroversion, it's mania. In bipolar disorder, the up state isn't just being in a good mood. It's being so revved up that you feel invincible. Spending sprees, risky sex, grandiose ideas, like you're going to invent the next Tesla, but forget to actually build it. People in a manic state can be magnetic, charismatic. They're the fun friend, until they're not. Until the consequences hit like a truck. And let's be honest, our culture worships this. Work hard, play harder, they say. Except sometimes playing harder is code for, I haven't slept in 3 days and just bought a llama on Craigslist. Mania isn't cute, it's exhausting. It can crash into depression so hard you'll forget you were ever up. It's your brain hitting the gas pedal with no brakes, and everyone around you is just hoping you don't drive off a cliff. So next time you see the life of the party absolutely dominating karaoke at 3 a.m., don't assume it's all good vibes. Sometimes it's a warning sign wrapped in glitter. Number 6. Hyperproductivity. Let's talk about that one coworker who arrives at 6 a.m., never takes lunch, and finishes 10 projects before you even finish your coffee. We love to celebrate them, right? Wow, such a go-getter, so dedicated. Except sometimes it's anxiety, or even ADHD. Because guess what? Hyperproductivity can be a coping mechanism. When your brain is a nest of bees screaming about every possible worry, sometimes the only way to quiet them is to do something. Anything. Everything. It's not just working hard, it's working compulsively, like your worth depends on it. Because if you stop, even for a second, you have to sit with your thoughts. And honestly, who wants to do that when your brain is basically an unpaid stand-up comedian that only tells roast jokes about you? For some, this productivity is a mask for imposter syndrome. For others, it's a way to outrun depression. It's not about achievement, it's about survival. So the next time you praise someone for the grind, consider they might not be grinding for fun. They might be desperately trying to keep the walls from closing in. Basically, their to-do list isn't ambitious. It's a life raft. Number 5, constant apologizing. You ever met someone who says sorry like it's a punctuation mark? They'll apologize for bumping into a chair, for existing in your general vicinity, for breathing too loud. It's not politeness at that point. It's a compulsion. Sure, apologizing is good social grease. Nobody likes the jerk who can't admit they're wrong. But constant apologizing? That's often anxiety talking, specifically social anxiety. It's the brain saying, everyone hates you and you need to placate them immediately or they'll exile you to a cave. It's a survival strategy. Your inner caveman wants the tribe to like you so they don't leave you for the wolves. So you apologize. A lot. Even if no one's mad, even if no one noticed, even if the chair you bumped doesn't have feelings. Ironically, over-apologizing can backfire. People might see you as lacking confidence, or worse, get annoyed at you for constantly making them reassure you. Because there's nothing like someone saying sorry for the 19th time in a conversation to make you rethink your own sanity. So next time you hear someone say sorry for things that don't even need it, realize it's not about manners. It's about a brain that's absolutely convinced it's on thin ice over a pit of social rejection. Basically, it's the emotional version of paying hush money to your anxiety. Number 4, can't sit still. You know those people who bounce their leg like they're trying to power a small generator? Who tap pencils, twirl hair, click pens like they're the percussion section in an orchestra? Sometimes it's just boredom, but often it's anxiety. Or ADHD, or both. Your brain is buzzing so hard it's leaking into your limbs. Fidgeting is a way to self-regulate, to get just enough stimulation to stay focused or calm down. It's like your nervous system is giving itself a little head massage. But society doesn't love it. Teachers will yell at you for tapping. Your coworker will glare at you for jiggling the entire shared table. Meanwhile, your body is just trying not to explode from internal chaos. People with ADHD often develop these little physical habits to cope with their brain's constant demand for novelty. And anxiety, it makes you restless, like you're perpetually waiting for the bad news you know is coming. So if you can't sit still, don't beat yourself up. Your body is basically trying to hack its own software so you don't melt down in public. Basically, fidgeting is your brain's way of saying, I'm not okay, but I'm trying real hard to look like it. Number 3, oversharing everything. We all know that one person who treats every conversation like a tell-all interview. You ask how they are and they respond with their entire medical history, childhood trauma, and a detailed chart of their romantic failures. It's easy to laugh. TMI much? But oversharing can be a coping mechanism for trauma, or anxiety, or borderline personality traits. For some, it's a test. If I tell you the worst things about me, will you still stay? For others, it's an attempt at connection. Maybe if I'm really honest, you'll feel close to me. It can also be a lack of impulse control. Like the brain doesn't hit the maybe don't say that brakes in time. The words just escape. Like greased pigs at a county fair. And let's be real, social media made it worse. We're all encouraged to Be vulnerable. But then, people get uncomfortable when it's too real. So if you're the oversharer, don't beat yourself up. It's not that you're broken. It's that you're trying, awkwardly, to be seen and accepted. Basically, your mouth is writing checks your emotional baggage can't quite cash. Number 2, needing constant validation. Ah, the human desire to be liked. But let's crank it up to 11. Ever notice someone who needs to be complimented, reassured, validated every 5 minutes? Who can't make a decision without polling everyone like it's a presidential election? It's not vanity. It's insecurity. Often rooted in childhood experiences where love was conditional, or in social anxiety that constantly whispers, "They secretly hate you." This isn't just wanting feedback. It's needing it, craving it, because without it, you spiral. Am I good enough? Smart enough? Attractive enough? Do you still like me? Do you like me now? It can also show up in people-pleasing. You bend over backwards to keep everyone happy, so they'll keep giving you that sweet, sweet validation drip. Like an emotional IV. The tragic part? It rarely works for long. The relief is temporary. Then the need comes back, hungrier than ever. Like feeding a gremlin after midnight. So next time you roll your eyes at someone fishing for compliments, remember, they're not being shallow. They're fighting an internal battle where self-worth is always on the brink of collapse. Basically, their ego is a leaky bucket, and validation is the duct tape. Number 1, always being too nice. Picture this. You're so polite you apologize when someone else steps on your foot. You say yes to every request. You bake cookies for the coworker who just insulted you. People call you an angel, but you're dying inside. Welcome to pathological people-pleasing. It's not just being nice. It's being compulsively nice. To the point you don't even know what you want anymore, because you're too busy serving everyone else's needs. Psychologically, it's often rooted in trauma or attachment wounds. Maybe you learned early on that love had to be earned, that rocking the boat wasn't safe, so you became the human equivalent of a throw pillow, soft, supportive, and never complaining. But this extreme agreeableness can hide serious issues. Anxiety, low self-worth, even codependency. Because if everyone loves you, maybe you'll finally feel okay about yourself. Spoiler, it doesn't work. All it does is drain you dry. People-pleasers often seethe with resentment they're not allowed to express. It's emotional martyrdom. So if you recognize yourself in this, congratulations. You're not just polite. You might be self-sacrificing to a pathological degree. Basically, you're offering your sanity on a silver platter to avoid conflict. Because what's inner peace compared to the horror of someone being mildly disappointed in you? That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.